Good evening. I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And tonight for our Twilight talk, we look at someone that it's not necessarily, quote, bad guy, but there's a lesson here that we do need to at least kind of address, especially in America today. So, Tyler, if you will, read Genesis 35, 16 through 21.
Then they journeyed from Bethel, and when there was but a little distance to go to Ephrath, Rachel labored in childbirth, and she had hard labor. Now it came to pass when she was in hard labor that the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for you will have this son also." And so it was, as her soul was departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Nani, but his father called him Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar on her grave, which is the pillar of Rachel's grave to this day. Then Israel journeyed and pitched his tent toward the Tower of Eder.
All right. So, tragic events here. Rachel and Jacob were never really happy. Rachel only ever had 2 sons. By the time that she had Joseph, her firstborn son, her sister had already had 4 sons. She was very angry. What?
6.
Did she have all 6 first?
I thought Joseph was next to youngest, so that would have meant...
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, she had the maids and all that. We'll look that up.
I was passing the maids. I was just going over.
Yeah.
He had 6.
You know, point being, she had Joseph. Her sister had more sons than her. Wasn't happy, and now she's giving birth to what will be called Benjamin. Unfortunately, she dies as a result of childbirth. And in childbirth, she wants to name her son, son of my bitterness, or son of my sorrow. She was never happy. She never found contentment in the Lord. She never found contentment in her children. She never found contentment in her marriage. Which is very sad from where Jacob and Rachel started out. That at this point of her life, she is so unhappy with everything. You say, well, she was dying. Right, and in dying, she wanted to name her kid child of bitterness, son of sorrow. This is one of those things where we don't really talk about Jacob as like we should. That Jacob says, no, we're not going to give the kid a name that every time someone says his name, all that comes to mind is the sorrow of his dead mother. Just no. Names have meaning. Whether or not you know what your name means, don't saddle your kid with names just because, man, that sounds cool. You say, whoa, Brian, you're fixing. Yeah, I'm fixing to start meddling. I've gotten in trouble for this over the years, and I'll probably keep getting in trouble for it throughout all the years that I continue to minister. I don't really care if a name sounds cool or not. A name should have meaning. A name should have purpose, and a name should help put a child on a path for their life. That's the point of names. A name is part of who you are. A name is what your identity will be till the day you die in this body. Names are so important that when you get to heaven, certain categories of people will receive new names because those names will be names of honor, so that everyone throughout eternity will know that these people, while they lived in this world, were worthy of more honor for eternity. God's going to give them new names. Names are important. The name of Jesus has been exalted above every name that is named. Let that one sink in. You say, but Brother Brian, what if I already gave my kid some ridiculously crazy name that has no meaning? What can I do? Teach them not to do it to their kid when they have kids. No parent If you can't drive down the highway without your kid in a car seat, no parent should have the right to name their kid stuff that has no meaning to it and that doesn't help put that child on a path for their life. Be mindful of these things. Now notice I haven't called into question anybody's name that they've ever given to their kid. You say, well, what did the name of Benjamin mean? Name Benjamin, son of my strength, son of my right hand. That's what name Benjamin goes towards. So, names have meaning. Why is our society falling apart? It's because we say nothing has meaning. You can't hold everything together when everyone agrees that nothing means anything. It's an interesting concept. So, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we bid you good morning.